Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is your friend Shinobi, and in today's video I'm gonna talk about the LG Wing because I've been using it for about 2 days now, and yeah, I have noticed a few things which I'm gonna share with you all. And first of all, thank you so much for the immense support that you guys have shown on the previous video. That was the unboxing of this device, and yeah, it's over 2000 views now, and that's completely insane. And I'm so glad that I made that particular video and you guys liked it. So on that video also there were a lot of questions which I'm gonna answer today. So without any further ado, hit that like button, share this video with everyone, don't forget to subscribe, and let's hit that intro. So it's about like almost 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm shooting it early morning because it's a little quieter at the moment, and I've got my coffee over here. As you can see, I've got a few points noted down. I'm gonna discuss all that. By the way, I'm Shinobi if you didn't already know. And yeah, let's get started. So this is the LG Wing. First of all, let's get all the questions out of the way. This looks like a Galaxy Note 9 from the front, doesn't it? Looks like a Samsung Galaxy Note 9 from the front, with the like thin bezels and the curved display at the front. It's just a little bit taller and the bezels a little bit thin than the Note 9, but it definitely looks like it. And also a good thing, as I mentioned, that there are no bezels. I mean, there are like thin bezels, but yeah, it's nothing too serious. The bezels are very thin and there's no notch. That's a great thing, and that is why the front camera is a pop-up one. As you can see here, the front camera is a pop-up one. It's a 32 megapixel sensor. My initial testing shows that it's a very good sensor, so I'm gonna test it out thoroughly to see how everything works out. And yeah, that is why we have no notches or anything at the front. We do have a few sensors over here, but nothing else apart from that. Now this is a 6.8 inch OLED display that we have here, and it is very nice, to be honest. I have done all the testing, the black crush, green tint. I've done all those testings and I have found no issues in the display as of yet. There was some issues on the internet and some Reddit threads that like there were green lines on the phone and the entire display turned green. So those were most probably some defective units which the people got, but most of the people who have bought the LG Wing have faced no issues with the display. The same goes for me. Alright, now let's move on to the next point, that is build quality. And this phone is built like a tank. It's a very thick phone at 11 millimeters. Yeah, because of this stuff, it is 11 millimeters thick, and yeah, it is made out of Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back, which is a great thing. And LG has also that military grade certification, that military grade 810G certification, which I'm not really sure about, but yeah, it should handle a few drops or something. So the sides are aluminium. I have the case on right now. By the way, this case is freaking annoying to like take on and take off. Yeah, this is the included case. It's really hard to like take off once you have put it on, so make sure that you have inserted all the sims and stuff before putting this case on. But it's a nice case, it feels really good in the hand, it gives you good grip, so that's a plus point. And it also fairly hides the camera bump, I guess, not much. And yeah, that's about it for the build quality. You've got aluminum sides, glass at the back, at the front, and that's about it. So this time around we don't really have a headphone jack on the LG device. It does have that like audio engine or something, sound in LG sound enhancer engine or something, but it doesn't come with a headphone jack, so they have included a dongle in the box which you can use. And then this is the one I was talking about, LG 3D surround 3D sound, LG 3D sound engine. So yeah, this is the one. By the way, this is a 60 Hz display. It's not a 120 Hz or 90 Hz display. This is a 60 Hz display, and I have toned down the animations to 0.5x in the developer options, so it looks little bit faster. But yeah, overall it's pretty great. There are no lags or hiccups. The Snapdragon 765G has been working great, although I've been only using it for 2 days and I have charged it only once in that time. So yeah, it's still on 64% as you can see, and yeah, it took about like 2 hours and 10 minutes for the first charge to complete from 6% to 100%. And at the moment, if we go to battery usage, I have about let's see, I have about 2 hours and 22 minutes of screen usage at the moment, with the total usage showing as 16 hours and 30 minutes from the full charge. And the overnight drain is also pretty less, so I put the phone down at around 67%, and when I woke up it was at around 65%. So that is pretty nice, and the battery backup seems to be pretty good at the moment. You should get about 5 hours of SOT with a full day of usage. That's great for a dual screen phone. Let's talk about some other things which I have noted down. This video is gonna be super long. Alright, so the phone is super heavy. This comes at around 260 grams, and with the case on it is about 270 or 275, and that is the freaking heavy phone. Yeah, I'm still not used to the weight. I will get eventually, but yeah, at the moment it is a very heavy phone for me, especially when using one-handed and like while laying down and stuff. Your hand starts to pain a little bit, so that is one thing that you have to note. Now there are no stereo speakers on this. You only have this single bottom firing speaker, and it is loud enough, but you don't have stereo speakers on it. But one interesting thing is that when you swivel it open, so yeah, some of the like audio comes from here also. So yeah, it feels like a stereo setup, but it isn't. It's a single speaker setup. Now talking about the swivel mechanism, as you can see, it is very smooth, and yeah, you can stop halfway like this. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but you can. So yeah, it's very smooth, and you have this spring loaded mechanism here. It snaps out and snaps in very snugly. But the thing is that you cannot do it with your left hand if you're a lefty. As you can see, it is being stuck here. You can only do it with your right hand, so that's a bummer. And yeah, that's the swivel mechanism for you, and it's very nicely done, and the software also works pretty well. You have wireless charging on this up to 13 watts, and I have a 10-watt wireless charger which charging at full speed. Also, this does support carrier aggregation. Let me just show you that. I am using a Geo SIM, so you should see a 4G plus pop-up over here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, there is a 4G plus pop-up here, LTE plus, and your carrier aggregation is present. I'm gonna turn the internet off. Okay, so this is LG's own UI. It's called the Q UI, and it's very similar to One UI in terms of the icon design and the whole UI design. But yeah, it works well. I don't really like it, and there were a lot of pre-installed apps in it, like this LG Service India, broadcast, L broadcast, and there are a lot of LG specific apps. As you can see, there are a lot of Google apps, And yeah, in this recommended folder there were a lot of apps which I uninstalled. So yeah, there was a lot of bloatware pre-installed. Yeah, this is called the QUI, I believe, and yeah, it is fairly good. And also you do have the option to install Nova Launcher. I did it. The gestures and stuff work pretty well on Nova Launcher. That is not an issue. Everything works pretty well on Nova Launcher also. As you can see, it is pretty snappy. The 765G is pretty snappy, and yeah, there shouldn't be any problem in regards to performance. But when you're using this Nova Launcher and you go to the Swivel mode, you won't get that Swivel UI because here you're using Nova Launcher. You'll get it on the bottom but not here. But like if you use dual apps, then you can do it. Both the apps will open up, and as you can see, since I've not put it on default, now the UI has come. This is the Swivel UI, by the way. Yeah, and it is like very smooth. And you can change here, you can add stuff, and go to settings, change the wallpaper and stuff. If you swipe from here, you get all the apps. As you can see, the bottom also you get all the apps, but on the bottom screen you have to add the apps separately. Yeah, let me just show you. Let me just go to the settings here. Right here. So as I go in the settings here, as you can see, on the when you have the swivel mode on, okay, and you go in the apps, yeah, if you go into display, you'll see the swivel home stuff. You have this multi app shortcut in which you can pair like two apps to open simultaneously on the two screens. This is the one, okay, but in order to check out which apps to add, you have to close it down and then go to settings, side display. You can see this second screen option here, right? Go to second screen apps, and here you can add all the apps, yeah, of your choice on the second screen also. That is pretty nice. As you can see, you can enable all the apps from here, and all of them will come up on the second screen, and that's pretty nice. Yeah, I paired a few apps here to open simultaneously, like Spotify and Maps, YouTube and Chrome, YouTube and WhatsApp, and you can pair as many apps you want like this. Yeah, that's about it for the UI. And I'm not going to talk about the camera much in here because I have not tested it completely. There's going to be a separate camera review of this phone, so wait for that. I believe it will be worth it. I've also installed Gcam, as you can see, so I will also be posting a Gcam video, so stay tuned for that. Also subscribe to the channel, hit that red button down below, and yeah, I believe that's about it. That's all the things that I wanted to talk about in this particular video. This is the LG Wing, and more videos about this phone are going to be coming out on the channel, so make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. And with that said, I'm your friend Shinobi. Don't forget to hit the like button, definitely subscribe and share this video with everyone. And with that said, I'm signing out.